Hey, Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak, Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders at Great Millstone for teaching me this truth. Shalom to the hopeful elect on the highways and byways pushing this truth. It's your brother Rabbi Knapp coming out with another lesson, Lord willing, it's edifying. Another day in Babylon, where we're going to keep pushing this word until this place gets hewn into pieces, man. That's how the Lord does it, man. He gonna hew by the prophets. Okay? Matter of fact, let me start there. Let me start right there. You know. Okay. You know. Give us a nice place to start. It's saying Hosea 12. Let's see. That's right. That's definitely not it. Well, I'm going to read it anyway since I went over this. The book of Hosea, chapter 12 and 10. I have also spoken by the prophets and have multiplied visions and used similitudes by the ministry of the prophets. Yeah, he used similitudes by the ministry of the prophets, man. And he sent us out here for the same way he sent out his prophets in old times. Okay? Get this. You know, he gave him visions. You know, matter of fact, he gave. That wasn't the precept I was looking for, but hold on. I don't want to be. I can't even think of the precept. All right, let me read that again. I guess we're gonna start there. Spirit ain't really helped me get that precept. This is the book of Hosea 12 and 10. I have also spoken by the prophets and have multiplied visions and used similitudes by the ministry of the prophets. Okay, let's look at this word similitudes. Okay, Hosea 12 and 10. I think it means like parables and things like that, but I just want to, you know, it's so easy to go off, man, if you don't have it. That's why you got to keep going back. Okay?
Strong's H 1819. Dama.
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 To be like, resemble. To like and compare, to imagine, think, to make oneself like. Okay? To devise, be like, mean, think, use similitudes. Let me get the regular. Define similitudes. It says the quality or state of being similar to something. A comparison between two things. So similar. That's what it's talking about. Okay. Let me read that again. Hosea 12 and 10. I have also spoken by the prophets and have multiplied visions and used similitudes by the ministry of prophets. I guess he did the same thing. Okay. Let's go to Amos 3 and 7, of course. It's the book of Amos 3 and verse 7. Surely the Lord Yahweh power will do nothing, but he revealeth his secret unto his servants the prophets, man. So he gonna reveal his secrets to you. Okay? If he's dealing with you. And that's how you can prophesy through these visions that's how these prophets in the old, that's how they were given visions. Okay? I'm thinking about the vision of Abraham. Let me jump over there, actually. Let's jump over to the vision of Abraham. Okay. That's what popped up in my head. It's the book of I believe it's Genesis 15. This is a prophecy that fulfilled. Okay. Now a lot of people might not think of Abraham as a prophet, but he was given a vision, and it was fulfilled. Okay. After he died. Okay. It's the book of it's the book of Abraham. It's the book of Genesis 15. And I'll start at verse 12. And when the sun was going down, a deep sleep fell upon Abram, and lo, a horror of great darkness fell upon him. So Abram, we know, is Abraham, okay, before his name was changed. And he said unto Abram, know of a surety that thy seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs, and shall serve them, and they shall afflict them 400 years. Now this is talking about, his seed's talking about the children of Israel. They're going to be going into Egypt for 400 years. But we know through the scriptures that they were there longer than 400 years. They were there for 430 years. Okay, but 30 years it was under peace under with Joseph. Okay, when Joseph was ruling, Israel was in peace in Egypt. But after he died, the Pharaoh that came up behind Joseph afflicted Israel. Okay, that's why he basically turned it into the house of bondage. Okay. You know, and some people might use that scripture to say, oh, that was the fulfillment of prophecy here in the transatlantic slave trade, that we're free now. No, that's not what that means. Okay. Because 400 years ago, you so-called Negroes came here 1619 on slave ships, okay? 400 years later will be 2019, but your ass is still here in America. So when were you free, okay? You were never free. Matter of fact, it's overtime now, right? It's 2024. So 5 years past 400, you know? That's just showing you that, first of all, that's not what it's talking about. Secondly, the children of Israel spent 400 years in Egypt, okay? So this prophecy was already fulfilled, is what I'm trying to say. Genesis 15 and 14, and also that nation whom they shall serve will I judge, and afterward shall they come out with the great substance. Right, did he judge this place yet? Is this place burning with fire? No, but did he judge Egypt with plagues? Did he not drown Pharaoh in the water? Yeah, he did. So these prophecies were fulfilled, okay? But in the fourth generation, they shall come hither again for the iniquity. That's lucky, where am I? Genesis 15 and 14, and also that nation whom that they shall serve will I judge, talking about Abraham's seed. And afterward shall they come out with great substance. And didn't they come out of Egypt with great substance? Didn't the Egyptians give them gold and, you know? They came out with great substance, man. That's why they were able to create that calf at the bottom of Mount Sinai. That didn't just come out of nowhere. Where they get this jewelry from? They got it from the Egyptians, okay? Matter of fact, let's go jump over there to Exodus, man. Let's jump over to Exodus. Let's start at Genesis 50 and 19. And Joseph said unto them, fear not, for I am in the place of the Most High. But as for you, ye thought evil against me, but the Most High meant it unto good, to bring to pass as it is this day, to save much people alive. Yeah, the Lord brought Joseph, had his brother sell him into get jealous first over his vision, and then conspire against him, sold him off to some Arab, Ishmaelite, and he brought him into Egypt. But this was all the working of the Lord so he could save Israel, okay? And he gonna put you through hell, but in the end it's for your benefit, okay? Genesis 50 and 21, now therefore fear ye not, I will nourish you and your little ones. And he comforted them and spake kindly unto them. And Joseph dwelt in Egypt, he and his father's house. And Joseph lived 110 years. You know, he lived 110 years, man. That's a long time, bro. Compared to now, I know we lived much longer then, but imagine that, man. Even 110 just sounds crazy. Okay? Noah lived a long time. Adam lived a long time. You know? And then we're going to be living forever. But let me stay on point. Genesis 50 and 22 in the middle. And he comforted them and spake kindly unto them. And Joseph dwelt in Egypt, he and his father's house. And Joseph lived 110 years. And Joseph saw Ephraim's children of the third generation. The children also of Machir, the son of Manasseh, were brought up upon Joseph's knees. So he was able to see his grandkids, man, which is a beautiful thing. That's showing you how much the Lord was dealing with Joseph. Okay, he even allowed him not only to have kids, but also to see his kids' kids, his grandkids. Genesis 50 and 24, and Joseph said unto his brethren, I die, and the Most High will surely visit you and bring you out of this land unto the land which he sware to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob, which is what? The land of Canaan, the land of Israel, okay? It was called Canaan first because the Canaanites dwelled in that land before Abraham, okay? Which is the Hamitic nations. When Noah had Ham, Shem, and Japheth, Ham went into the land of Canaan in northern Africa. Shem went into like the, what is that? The Mediterranean or the Mesopotamia area, and Japheth went north, like in Russia and all of that. Okay, it's the book of Genesis 50 and 25. And Joseph took an oath of the children of Israel, saying, the Most High will surely visit you, and ye shall carry up my bones from hence. Yeah, because he was going to die in Egypt. He didn't want his bones being buried amongst the heathen. So Joseph died being 110 years old, and they embalmed him, and he was put in a coffin in Egypt. Yeah, he was put in a coffin, man. Okay. But he said, when y'all leave, take my bones with you. Now these are the names of the children, this is Exodus 1:1. Now these are the names of the children of Israel which came into Egypt. Every man in his household came with Jacob. Reuben, Simeon, Levi, and Judah. Issachar, Zebulun, and Benjamin. Dan and Naphtali, Gad, and Asher. Dan was a tribe, okay? That's not on this list because Dan's not going to make it, whoever Dan is, okay? But they were replaced with Ephraim and Manasseh, okay? Dan and Naphtali, Gad, and Asher. All. And then when you read Exodus 2-4, that only gives 11 out of the 12, because Joseph was already in Egypt, which is going to say. But when you subtract Dan, that leaves 10. And then when you add Ephraim and Manasseh, that's what gives you the 12 tribes of Israel, okay? So Ephraim and Manasseh aren't the kids of Jacob, okay? Those are the kids of Joseph, but they come from Joseph, which is a child of Jacob. And Dan was a child of Jacob, but he's not prophesied to make it into the kingdom, okay? This is the book of Exodus 1 and 5. And all the souls that came out of the loins of Jacob were 70 souls, but Joseph was in Egypt already. And Joseph died, and all his brethren, and all that generation. And the children of Israel were fruitful and increased abundantly, and multiplied and waxed exceeding mighty. And the land was filled with them. Yeah, they were filled, man. They prospered, you know. They started being fruitful, which is a sign of Israelites, man. You know, very fruitful. I think they call Ephraim a fruitful bow. Okay, he's just fruitful, man. It's the book of Exodus 1 and 9, and he said unto his people, behold, the people of the children of Israel are more Exodus 1 and 8. Now there arose up a new king over Egypt, which knew not Joseph. Okay, yeah, he didn't know Joseph, man. Joseph did a lot of amazing things, but he ain't recognized Joseph as being somebody worth recognizing. Okay, he looked at, you know, he was into his own thing, man. He didn't care how Joseph took care of the children of Israel. That wasn't in his mind. Matter of fact, he's looking at Israel with an evil eye, saying, look at them, they multiplied exceeding great in this place, man. Who are these people? They ain't us, they ain't Egyptians. And that's another cut to you African Americans out there that think you a damn African, man. Okay? This is a difference right here. Okay. Exodus 1:8, now there arose up a new king over Egypt, which knew not Joseph. And he said unto his people, behold, the people of the children of Israel are more and mightier than we. Come on, let us deal wisely with them, lest they multiply, and it come to pass that when there falleth out any war, they join also unto our enemies and fight against us, and so get them up out of the land. Yeah, so they thought, we need to do something with this because they already a big, huge nation within our borders. And if we choose to fight any war with somebody, they can join our enemies and put us to death, okay? But the Lord, he's stirring up the minds of these kings, man. Let me grab that. Where'd that thought come from, man? They were living peacefully. They weren't thinking of that, So you gotta always understand how the Lord is working. Damn, man, I don't know why I can barely quote the. I think it's the precept I'm looking for. Yeah. Proverbs 21:1. It's the book of Proverbs 21:1. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord Yahweh. As the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will. And he turned this king's mind into hating the nation of Israel. Okay. Exodus 1:11, therefore they did set over them taskmasters to afflict them with their burdens. And they built for Pharaoh treasure cities, Pithom and Ramses. Okay, let me go grab this precept. Okay, Psalms 105. 24. And he increased his people greatly and made them stronger than their enemies. See, that's the spirit, man. He increased his people greatly, man. That was the Lord doing that. As a matter of fact, let me grab some more out of this. What's this saying? It's the book of Psalms 105. In verse I'll start at 12. When they were but a few men in number, yea, very few, and strangers in it, when they went from one nation to another, from one kingdom to another people, he suffered no man to do them wrong. Yea, he reproved kings for their sakes, saying, touch not my anointed, and do my prophets no harm. Moreover, I should have started at 16. Moreover, he caused for a famine upon the land. He brake the whole staff for bread. He sent a man before them, even Joseph, who was sold for a servant, whose feet they hurt with fetters. He was laid in iron until the time that his word came. The word of the Lord Yahweh tried him. Yeah, he was tried during this affliction that he was going in. The king sent and loosed him, even the ruler of the people, and let him go free. He made him lord of his house and ruler of all his substance. Yeah, that's what Pharaoh did with Joseph. Made him second. He was second. Nobody was higher than him other than Pharaoh. He made him lord of his house and ruler over all his substance, to bind his princes at his pleasure and teach his senators wisdom. Israel also came into Egypt, and Jacob sojourned in the land of Ham. See, the land of Ham, okay? That's what Egypt is. But when you go in the Hebrew word for Egypt, it's Mizraim, okay? Egypt is a Greek translation. And he increased his people greatly and made them stronger than their enemies. He turned their heart to hate his people. He turned their heart to hate his people, okay? To deal subtly with his servants. He sent Moses, his servant, and Aaron, whom he had chosen. They showed his signs among them and wonders in the land of Ham. Yeah, exactly. Okay, just wanted to share that. So the Lord, that's what the Lord can do, man. And then he'll raise up the prophets. And what happens after that? Then it's downhill from that. And the Lord's doing the same thing in modern day Egypt, raising up these prophets, man. Okay? Exodus 1 and 12, but the more they afflicted them, the more they multiplied and grew, and they were grieved because of the children of Israel. Yeah, the more they afflicted them, the more burdens they put on them. That shows you, even when somebody is like the poor, they're afflicted, but they still have children. But the rich, they don't have that many kids, man. You see? There's a trade-off with being rich and poor. Because in all actuality, the poor are really the rich, and the rich are really the poor. Okay? Because you're rich in your spirit, man. You got to rely more on faith when you're being afflicted like that. But when you ain't being afflicted much, you ain't got to rely on nothing. Hey, brother, you got a second? Oh, you don't like the Bible? Okay. Maybe the Lord ain't dealing with you. Okay. And I'm talking about these Hamites. He might have been a Hamite. This is the book of Exodus 1 and 12. But the more they afflicted them, the more they multiplied and grew, and they were grieved because of the children of Israel. And the Egyptians made the children of Israel to serve with rigor. Yeah, they made them serve with rigor, man. Let's look at this word, rigor. Look at this word, rigor. Harshness, severity, cruelty, okay? And that's how we're going to rule over them too. We're going to be doing the same thing to you Hamites too. And the Egyptians made the children of Israel to serve with rigor, okay? With cruelty, harshly. And they made their lives bitter with hard bondage. Yeah, they made them bitter, just like America, bitter, okay? And we were made to serve with hard bondage here in this land right here. Showing you more, similitudes between modern day Egypt and ancient Egypt. And they made their lives bitter with hard bondage, which is slavery, in mortar and in brick and in all manner of service in the field. And they had to work a lot, man. All their service wherein they made them serve was with rigor. Everything they made them do was with rigor. Just like here, and the way they do that is by not paying you enough, causing things, inflation. That's causing you to work more, okay? That's that rigor in an indirect way. And you believe that he's not doing it because he'll tell you, oh, well, look at the Russians. They're going over here and they annex Crimea. Okay, so we're gonna charge you more for bread. Okay, they do things like that. And the king of Egypt spake to the Hebrew midwives, of which the name of the one was Shiphrah, and the name of the other Puah. And he said, when ye do the office of a midwife to the Hebrew women, and see them upon the stools, if it be a son, then ye shall kill him. But if it be a daughter, then she shall live. Yeah, exactly. Back then, they wanted to kill all the men and keep all the women because you don't need no man. A man will bring back your nation. But if you kill all the men, then you can bring back your nation. Okay? So that was a roundabout way of them trying to get rid of the nation of Israel. Okay? And they do that today in modern day Egypt with all this abortion crap. Okay? They done killed more Israelites through abortion in the womb, more so than any other nation amongst Israelites. Okay? Exodus 1:16 at the end, but if it be a daughter, then she shall live. Yeah, if it be a daughter, then she shall live, because we can bring back more Hamites by keeping these Israelite women. And that's what Esau's doing, just like a damn Hamite. Okay? You see Esau walking with the so-called black woman, he bringing back his nation. Because that woman's destroyed. And you got to think the state, the mind state that our women are in, man. Esau had to rape, beat the living shit out of you, make you lose your identity, all the way just so he can get with you, man. Our women are not in their right minds, man. Okay? If they were in their right minds, they wouldn't be messing with Esau. Okay? That took generations and generations for them to get down, sit down with the devil, man. Started with slavery. Okay? Now they're willingly going with this devil. And they look at you so-called black men like you're the enemy. And we are enemies because of these curses. Okay? Until the Lord puts things back in order, then you at war with your own women, man. Because he knows if you could separate the woman from the household, you can destroy that household, man. Okay? Because that woman's gonna follow whoever's in power and push that. If the Lord ain't dealing with them, there's women that the Lord's dealing with that are not subject to being reprobates or whatever you want to call it. That they understand what I'm saying, but it's very few in number. Okay, the majority of them that you see are reprobate, man, and the Lord's he's not dealing with it. It's the book of Exodus 1:17, but the midwives feared the Most High and did not as the king of Egypt commanded them. Yeah, see, they feared the Most High. Our women don't fear the Most High anymore. They fear nobody. They think God loves everybody. Okay? They're their own God, man. They believe in their own wickedness, man. As a matter of fact, let me grab this precept since we're talking about her. Ecclesiastes, shit. Let me grab it up. Is it Ecclesiastes or Ecclesiasticus? Ecclesiastes, so it's lucky. Ecclesiastes 7, verse 26. And I find more bitter than death the woman whose heart is snares and nets, and her hands as bands. Whoso pleaseth the Most High shall escape from her, but the sinner shall be taken by her. Okay? Right. Snares and nets, man. And that's how they think, man. And they're trying to put Jake into a trap, but that's why you gotta know how to move if the Lord ain't dealing with them, man. But it's the Lord's will if you escape from this woman, man. These evil ass women. Okay? But I'm mostly talking about the nation of Israel. Y'all women are bugged the fuck out, man. Okay? The book of Exodus, chapter 1, and verse 19. And the midwives said unto Pharaoh, because the Hebrew women are not as the Egyptians, women for they, not as the Egyptian women, for they are lively and are delivered ere the midwives come in unto them. Therefore the Most High dealt well with the midwives, and the people multiplied and waxed very mighty. And it came to pass, because the midwives feared the Most High, that he made them houses. And Pharaoh charged all his people, saying, every son that is born you shall cast into the river, and every daughter you shall save alive. So you want to cast them in the river, and you get put into a river in Africa, man. Let's believe there's crocodiles in there, man. Okay? And I can imagine what those crocodiles look like in the ancient time, when there was more of an abundance of resources and not industrialization. A lot of animals died through the process of industrialization. Okay? So you can imagine what kind of crocodiles were in that river that Moses was swimming in. Okay? You can imagine. It's the book of Exodus, chapter 2. It's locked here. We'll keep going, man. Exodus chapter 2. And there went a man of the house of Levi and took to wife a daughter of Levi. And the woman conceived and bare a son. And when she saw him that he was a goodly child, she had him 3 months. So a man of the house of Levi, and the mother was a Levite. Okay, they were Levites. Okay. And when you learn about the Levites, the so-called Haitians, okay. This is talking about going into Moses, and Moses came out of Levi. Okay. The priesthood. Oh, actually, this is where it starts. Okay. And the woman conceived and bare a son, and when she saw him that he was a goodly child, she hid him 3 months. And when she could not longer hide him, she took for him an ark of bulrushes and daubed it with slime and with pitch, and put the child therein, and she laid it in the flags by the river's brink. So she put him in the river's brink, man. Put him in that water. Okay? You know, it's a sad thing with her being a Levi. You know, she probably had that faith that the Lord, she's not going to murder her own child, man. She don't care what the king said. The Most High was dealing with the midwives, man. So even though that was hard, she had to do this. Honestly, this is almost like that Abraham and Isaac situation, man. You know, putting your faith in the Lord that you're going to do something for my child. And this is another good scripture or a good analogy to bring up when people are thinking about this persecution that's coming here in Babylon, okay? Because, you know, we think, damn, our kids going to be saved. We're going to be put through that same test by putting our children in the water like that, man. Okay? But the best thing we can do, we can build them up and be doing the will of the Heavenly Father, okay? Get teaching our kids these scriptures, okay? But the Lord's going to have mercy on who he's going to have mercy. And Moses is a perfect example of how he can save your kids through faith, man. Okay, you got to have that faith. It's the book of Exodus 2 and 4. And his sister stood afar off to wit what would be done to him. So Moses' sister watched to see what was going to happen to Moses when he was in that river's brink. And the daughter of Pharaoh came down to wash herself at the river, and her maidens walked along by the riverside. And when she saw the ark among the flags, she sent her maid to fetch it. See? And then the timing of it shows you that the Lord did all of this. Okay? Through having that faith, man. 100% given over to the Lord, man. The Lord protected Moses. Not only did he protect him, that was one of his chosen vessels. Okay? He set up Pharaoh's daughter to be washing herself and to see him, and then put the spirit on her to want to receive him into her own house. Man. Exodus 2 and 6. And when she had opened it, she saw the child, and behold, the babe wept. She had compassion on him and said, "This is one of the Hebrews' children." So she knew off the rip that this was a Hebrew, man. You know, you would think, oh, well, Hamites are black. The Israelites are black. No, we got different features, man. We're dark, but we got different features, man. Yeah? She might have noticed something about her. It might have been the ark that she created. Maybe there was some fringes in there, something. She knew it was a Hebrew, though. Okay? Then said his sister to Pharaoh's daughter, shall I go and call to thee a nurse of the Hebrew women, that she may nurse the child for thee? And Pharaoh's daughter said to her, go. And the maid went and called the child's mother. The maid went and called the child's mother. See, that's the spirit. All right. Pharaoh's daughter was thinking, maybe I should get a nurse, so, you know. But the Lord didn't want that. Matter of fact, she told her, get the child's mother. And Pharaoh's daughter said unto her, take this child away and nurse it for me, and I will give thee thy wages. And the woman took the child and nursed it. Not only did she get Moses back, but she is getting a wage to take care of her own child. And the child grew, and she brought him unto Pharaoh's daughter, and he became her son. And she called his name Moses. And she said, because I drew him out of the water. Okay? Let's look at that word Moses, man. Because she drew him out of the water. Because we didn't have these weird-ass names like we have today, man. Some of them, I mean, names have meaning, but not as they did before in the ancient time. Okay? What's that? Exodus 2 and 10. Let me get that in the blue letter. Exodus 2, verse 10.
Strong's 4872. Moshe.
It means drawn. Okay? Talking about Moses. Marshawn. Exodus 2 and 11. And it came to pass in those days when Moses was grown, that he went out unto his brethren and looked on their burdens, and he spied on the Egyptian smiting a Hebrew, one of his brethren. And he looked this way and that way, and when he saw that there was no man, he slew the Egyptian and hid him in the sand. So Moses just caught a body. And when he went out the second day, behold, two men of the Hebrews strove together. And he said to him that did the wrong, wherefore smitest thou thy fellow? And he said, who made thee a prince and a judge over us? Intendest thou to kill me, as thou killest the Egyptian? And Moses feared and said, surely this thing is known. Yeah, so here it is, the two Hebrews fighting with each other. Moses tries to break it up. And they start scoffing on him, saying, what, you trying to kill me too, like you did that Egyptian? So the word was out. He knew he had to dodge. Now when Pharaoh heard this thing, he sought to slay Moses. But Moses fled from the face of Pharaoh and dwelt in the land of Midian, and he sat down by a well. Okay, so he dipped, man. Went to Midian, got up out of Egypt, man. Because he knew Pharaoh. Before even Pharaoh he already knew that Pharaoh was going to be mad at that, man. Now the priest of Midian had 7 daughters, and they came and drew water and filled the troughs to water their father's flock. And the shepherds came and drove them away, but Moses stood up and helped them and watered their flock. And when they came to Ruel, their father, he said, how is it that ye are come so soon today? And they said, an Egyptian delivered us out of the hand of the shepherds, and also drew water enough for us and watered the flock. Yeah, an Egyptian. Showing you what? That he was black. Okay, showing you that Moses was black, man. That she confused him for being an Egyptian. Okay? Now when Pharaoh's daughter saw him, she said he was a Hebrew. But like I said, there was something that gave her that implication. More so than just the skin color of him. Okay? Maybe it was what he was in that she could tell that this is a Hebrew. Okay? But here it is, a Midianite. Let's look at this word Midianite. Because I don't know what nation they're from. but I know they're not Israel. Well, Midian was a man first. A son of Abraham by Keturah, and progenitor of the tribe of the Midianites or Arabians. The tribe descended from Midian. The territory of the tribe descended from Midian, located principally in the desert north of the Arabian Peninsula, land which Moses went when he fled from Pharaoh. Okay. Because Abraham had many sons, man. So it's like we're all cousins and brothers and sisters, man, through Abraham. But the promise goes to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. That's what separates us, man. Okay? The Lord chose who? Israel, man. That's what separates us. The Lord gave the law, statutes, and commandments to who? Israel. That's what separates us, okay? We're the lot of his inheritance. That's what separates us, okay? What was Slovakia. Exodus 2:20. And he said unto his daughters, and where is he? Why is it that ye have left the man? Call him, that he may eat bread. And Moses was content to dwell with the man, and he gave Moses Zipporah his daughter. And she bare him a son, and he called his name Gershom, for he said, I have been a stranger in a strange land. Yeah, that word Gershom, that's showing you that Gershom is actually an Israelite, even though he was born in Midian. Okay? And this goes back to those who are confused with strangers, man. They always think these strangers are these Gentile nations, but this is a stranger here, his son. Okay? Born in a different land. You know, let's say Moses left and Gershom was raised up in the custom of his mothers and their ways. He might have knew he was an Israelite, but didn't know what that entailed, what the details of that meant. What does that mean? It probably didn't mean anything to him. It's like a lot of these Israelites today, man. They're strangers to the commonwealth of Israel, man. They don't understand the oracles of the Most High, man. They think God loves everyone. That makes them a stranger. We were all strangers at one point. Okay? Because this knowledge was completely taken away from us, according to Jeremiah 17:4. But then the Lord woke up or sent forth Elijah or John the Baptist in the reincarnation as Abba Bivens. And this truth came back up, and it's been on fire, man. And it finally reached the ends of the earth, like it was prophesied to happen in Matthew the 28th chapter. Okay? And the Lord said he's going to be with us to the ends of the earth, and that's when he wanted it to happen. All right? Matter of fact, let me go jump over to Malachi 4 and 6. Actually, I started at 5. Malachi 4 and 5. Behold, I will send you Elijah, the prophet, before the coming of the great and dreadful day of the Lord, which is the end days, those thermonuclear missiles. You're going to send back Elijah the prophet. Who's Elijah the prophet? Elijah the prophet came back in the reincarnation as John the Baptist. John the Baptist came back in the reincarnation as who? Abba Bivens. And he shall turn the heart of the fathers to the children, and the heart of the children to their fathers, lest I come and smite the earth with a curse. Yeah, and he turned our hearts back to Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Okay? I think I quoted Matthew the 28th chapter. Matthew 28 and 18, and Yahushua came and spoke and spake unto them, saying, All power is given unto me in heaven and in earth. Go ye therefore and teach all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit, teaching them to observe all things whatsoever I have commanded you. And lo, I am with you always, even unto the end of the world. Yeah, and this is that other part of the world, man. Okay. As a matter of fact, what's the other precept? And this word's going out, man, to all nations, but it's for the elected Israel. It's for the Israelites, man. 2/3 are going to hear this word. They're going to deny it, get put to death. The elect are going to hear it. They're going to repent and hopefully have salvation. Meaning they're going to be saved, but some of the elect are going to get put to death for whatever reason. Yahweh Shai had to do it. We all got our lot that we got to fulfill. And he's the elected of the elect, and he's the first. He's the only begotten, and look what he had to go through. So don't expect the servant's not greater than his master, man. Okay? So you got to fulfill your lot if you want to be glorified with the Lord. Okay, 4 corners. No. Ends of the earth. I think it's Acts 1 and 8. It's the book of Acts, chapter 1 and 8. But ye shall receive power after that the Holy Spirit is come upon you. And ye shall be witnesses unto me, both in Jerusalem and in all Judea and in Samaria and unto the uttermost parts of the earth. Okay, that's talking about over here. Okay, and that word's going out. Back in Exodus chapter 2 and verse 23. And it came to pass in the process of time that the king of Egypt died, which is talking about Pharaoh, and the children of Israel sighed by reason of the bondage. And they cried, and their cry came up unto the Most High by reason of the bondage. And the Most High heard their groaning, and the Most High remembered his covenant with Abraham, with Isaac, and with Jacob. And the Most High looked upon the children of Israel, and the Most High had respect unto them. And that's what we're doing now in this modern day. We're crying out to the Lord, man. Talking about the afflictions, both spiritually and physically. We're getting put to death out here, and all these abominations that's going on. We got to eat the foul food. You know, that's what we cry out to the Lord for, man. That he come back and judge this place. Okay? Big fucking party in Babylon, man. The book of Ezekiel chapter 9 and verse 1, he cried also in my ears with a loud voice, saying, Cause them that have charge over the city to draw near, even every man with his destroying weapon in his hand. And behold, 6 men came from the way of the higher gate, which lieth toward the north, and every man a slaughter weapon in his hand. And one man among them was clothed with linen, with the writer's inkhorn by his side. And they went in and stood beside the brazen altar. And the glory of the Most High, God of Israel, was gone up from the cherub, whereupon he was, to the threshold of the house. And he called to the man clothed with linen, which had the writer's inkhorn by his side. And the Lord Yahweh said unto him, Go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of them, of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. That's happening now. All right? sighing and crying for all the abominations that are done in the midst thereof. We're in the midst of these heathens, and we see how they operate when they're given the power. Okay? They got all this power, but they don't execute judgment. They got nuclear missiles. They got all of this stuff. They got all the power to follow the law, statutes, and commandments. But do they execute judgment down here? No, they don't. That's why they need to be taken out of power, okay? And then the righteous need to be in rulership, okay? Grab this precept. Salakia, this is the book of Proverbs. It's the book of Proverbs 29:2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. Okay? Yeah, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. Okay? When so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are in authority, the people are going to rejoice over that. Okay? Well, not everybody. Some are gonna hate it. Esau's not gonna like it. But the world's gonna rejoice once Esau's out of here. Right? And the plants and the trees. Okay? Ezekiel 9:5. And to the others he said in my hearing, go ye after him through the city and smite. Let not your eyes spare, neither have ye pity. And that's what's gonna happen, man. There's gonna be a smiting that's going on. That means pretty much you're gonna be struck through, you and be put to death. Okay? If you ain't got this mark that the Lord's setting up for his men, which is the Thawah, which is the mark of exemption from judgment. The mark of exemption from judgment. Okay, because the elect are gonna have that seal on them. Okay. Ezekiel 9:6, slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children and women, but come not near any man upon whom is the mark, and begin at my sanctuary. Then they began at the ancient men which were before the house. So begin at the sanctuary, man. We're gonna stop putting to death the people that are in this truth. It's gonna start with us. Then it's gonna trickle down to the rest of the nation till he cleansed the nation and received his elect. Put off that iniquity from Israel. Ezekiel 9:7, and he said unto them, defile the house, and fill the courts with the slain. Go ye forth. And they went forth and slew in the city. So it started at the sanctuary, then it trickled down into the city. Okay? And it came to pass while they were slaying them, and I was left, that I fell upon my face and cried and said, Ah, Lord Yahweh power, wilt thou destroy all the residue of Israel and thy pouring out of thy fury upon Jerusalem? See, he set a mark on people, and Ezekiel still, you see so much destruction. That's showing you that the elect are going to scarcely be saved, man. Then said he unto me, the iniquity of the house of Israel and Judah is exceeding great, and the land is full of blood, and the city full of perverseness. For they say the Lord Yahweh hath forsaken the earth, and the Lord seeth not. They think the Lord ain't dealing with the earth, man. They think they can do whatever they want. That's why they act like that. That's why the Lord be quiet, so you can see what's going on. Ecclesiastes 8 and 11, because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily, therefore the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil. And that's what happens. That's why we go into this idolatry and all these wicked customs that we participate in modern day time. Though a sinner do evil 100 times and his days are prolonged, yet surely I know that it shall be well with them that fear the Most High, which fear before him. Yeah, they don't fear the Most High, man. But it shall not be well with the wicked. It's not going to be well for the wicked, man. If you ain't got this tawah, man, you out of here. Neither shall he prolong his days. Yeah, the Lord's coming back, man. It's about to be a wrap for all of that. The wicked, your days are numbered, man. Ain't no more being prolonged. Which are as a shadow, because he feareth not before the Most High. Yeah, you don't fear the Most High God, man. You don't fear that power. You fear nothing. You're carnal, man. You don't see what's gonna come to you. You're fully set to do evil. Ezekiel 9 and 9, then he 9 and 10, and as for me also, my eye shall not spare, neither will I have pity, but I will recompense their way upon their head. Yeah, he gonna recompense their way upon their head, man. You choose death, you're gonna get death. You choose life, you might receive life. The Lord's gonna have mercy on who he's gonna have mercy. Ezekiel 9 and 11, and behold, the man clothed with linen, which had the inkhorn by his side, reported the matter, saying, I have done as thou hast commanded me. So he wrote it down, man. Okay? He put the mark on those, like he was commanded to do. Okay? Matter of fact, let's jump over to Revelation 7th chapter. I'll be ending on that. Revelation 7. That's Eve yelling at a man. You got the man pushing the stroller. Fucking embarrassing, man. Where they at? I can't even zoom in. You got the corner right here. Over here yelling at him. Like a damn dog. He's pushing the stroller. You're gonna get your shit. You're gonna get it, man. I'm telling you, man. You're gonna get your ass whooped. You really are, man. Okay? You damn Eves, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American women, you're gonna get hurt, man. That attitude is gonna get you killed out here, man. Okay? Especially the people that know you, you're done. Okay? I want to grab this precept. Book of Isaiah, chapter 3. Actually, let me get in there. Book of Isaiah 3 and 12. As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. Yeah, man. That's a perfect case right there, man. In Babylon, and ruled over by Esau, Edom, and the woman's over him, man. Okay? Out of order. Let's go to this, let's see, is that it? Let me finish it. O my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err and destroy the way of thy paths. Yeah. These Edomites, they cause you to err, man. Their way of living, their way of life, their gods, that causes our people to err. Causes us not to follow the Most High, man. Okay. Let's see. Man, where is it? Let's bring me to the shitty ass app that I hate. Let me go here. I'm trying to find a woman shall compass a man, but a woman shall compass a man, KJV. Yeah, Jeremiah 31 and 22. Jeremiah 31 and 22. How long wilt thou go about, O thou backsliding daughter? For the Lord Yahweh hath created a new thing in the earth. A woman shall compass a man. And that's what we're dealing with now, man. Arguing like that, man. And that's afflicting your spirit. Because if a woman yelling at a man like that, she gets smacked, man. In other countries, man, she get put to death. That's why they don't do that to men out there. She don't look at you as a man. She think you're less than her. She thinks she's stronger than you. Okay? But a woman's physically not stronger than a man. And she forgot that. And that's your leaders causing you to err. Error. Okay? And they're gonna know in the day of this tribulation that's coming that they ain't got no power, man. That they gonna need a man. And it's gonna be too late. Because most of the elect, man, they ain't gonna be wanting to deal with that, man. You can sometimes look at these women and see through the different indentations in their face, man, how they truly are, man.